Yeah, you call me up at midnight, like you're doing me a favor. Crash into my doorway, leave your problems on the table. I swear I'm done with all your chaos, all your cheap routines. But then you smile, that broken smile, and I fall right back in. You say you're not good with feelings, you're no kidding, guess I knew. Still I wait around like some idiot, hoping you'll come through. Every time I try to leave, you pull my shadow by the sleeve. Guess the joke is on me, baby, I'm the only one who bleeds. So hit me like a car wreck, call it love if that helps you sleep. I keep crawling back for damage only you know how to keep. Yeah, I open every door you slam right into my face. Maybe heartbreak feels familiar, maybe pain is just my taste. You disappear for weeks and say you needed space to think. Funny how your clarity begins right when your ego sinks. I try to stitch my heart together just to tear it out again. It's like comfort in the hurting, like we're enemies and friends. I'm rehearsing every goodbye, but I always miss my cues. Stuck inside your orbit like a planet you misuse. Maybe I'm addicted to the chaos you create. It's pathetic, yeah, I know, but hell, I'm learning slow this late. So hit me like a car wreck, call it love if that helps you sleep. I keep crawling back for damage only you know how to keep. Yeah, I open every door you slam right into my face. Maybe heartbreak feels familiar, maybe pain is just my taste. Last night in the mirror I stared at someone I forgot. A kid who wanted love, not this emotional gunshot. And maybe I'm the villain of the script I always blame, 'cause letting you destroy me doesn't make you take the blame. So hit me like a car wreck, but I'm walking off the street. I'm done dressing all these bruises like they're souvenirs to keep. Yeah, I'm closing every door you used to push right through my chest. If love is supposed to kill me, then I'd rather save what's left.
I didn't notice when it started, just a quiet warmth I couldn't name. You were standing in the doorway, and the world didn't feel the same. Every moment felt like breathing for the very first time again. But the miles grew slowly wider between strangers who once felt like friends, and I'm holding on to pieces of the days that slipped away, wishing time would learn to listen. Slow its heartbeat to learn to stay. If the world keeps turning faster, will you still be next to me? 'Cause you feel just like a home where I can finally let myself be. We were dancing in the silence, laughing at the things we fear. Every touch felt like a promise that the quiet made clear. But the nights grew colder lately, and the echoes linger long. Still I hear your voice reminding me where broken hearts belong. And I'm holding on to pieces of the days that slipped away, wishing time would learn to listen, slow its heartbeat, learn to stay. If the world keeps turning faster, will you still be next to me? 'Cause you feel just like a home where I can finally let myself be. If the morning takes you from me, if the daylight pulls you through, I'll be standing in the doorway just to find my way to you. And the fear of losing everything still shakes me to the bone, but the love I found inside you feels like something carved in stone. So I'm holding on to pieces, but they're brighter than before. Even if the world keeps rushing, I won't close that open door. If tomorrow falls to shadows, promise you'll remember me. 'Cause you're still the quiet shelter where my restless heart can breathe. In the corner of a crowded room, I trace my name in fading gloom. They talk in colors, I breathe in gray. Every word I try just falls away. You're the light I never touch, too beautiful, too much. I'm the echo, you're the sound you left. I'm underground, I watch you shine, I disappear. You're the noise I'll never hear. Your laughter bends the morning air. I turn to stone, I just stand there. My voice breaks like a mirror skin when I begin, and it ends again. You're the light I never touch, too beautiful, too much. I'm the echo, you're the sound you left. I'm underground, I watch you shine, I disappear. You're the noise I'll never hear. Maybe I was made to fade, to make your brightness stay. Maybe being seen was never meant my way. You're the light I never touch, still I burn too much. I'm the shadow in your glow, learning how to let you go. If I vanish when you smile, at least I lived a little while. cracking under heartache. Every word caught in your teeth. We try to fix the smallest fractures till they split beneath our hands. You say you never meant to hurt me, but you never say you can. And we're burning slow, too close to what we can't control. Every touch is pulling us apart, but I still come back to where you are. We keep falling in the same way, quiet storms that never fade. Tell me why we only feel alive right before we break. Your silence trembles like a warning, but I'll lean in anyway. We hold each other like a promise. We're both terrified to make. You trace the outline of forgiveness on the scars we never show, and everything we try to salvage still reminds us how it broke. Because we're burning slow, too close to what we can't control. Every touch is pulling us apart, but I still come back to where you are. We keep falling in the same way, quiet storms that never fade. Tell me why we only feel alive right before we break. Maybe love was never gentle, maybe we were never brave. Maybe all we ever needed was to learn how not to stay. I can feel you slipping softly like the night gives up the day, but losing you is something I can never walk away. Still we're burning slow, trying hard to let the embers glow. Even pain feels holy in your arms, even when it tears us both apart. We keep falling in the same way, fragile hearts that bend but stay. And if the world forgets our name, I'll remember every spark right before we right before we
The city glows like painted skin, cold neon smiles that never bend. Footsteps echo on hollow ground, every word feels stage rehearsed, rewound. I see reflections with stranger eyes, paper faces drifting by. I'm slipping through the seams they hide, like I'm waking in a world that's been simplified. Blackened sky, won't you tear this veil apart? Wash the dust off this mechanical heart. facing everything alone.
Woke up to another morning with the same old weight on my chest, feet dragging through the silence like I'm chasing shadows I can't catch. But somewhere in the stillness a spark begins to breathe, a whisper through the quiet, saying there's more than what you see. Let the light break through my window, let it call me by my name. Lift me from the days of doubting, show me I can rise again. If the world keeps turning slowly, I still learn to walk in time. Let the heavens lean in closer and teach my heart to shine. I've wandered through the fault lines of the life I thought I knew. Try to stitch the broken moments with the faith I once outgrew. But even in the ruins, a rhythm starts to climb, a pulse beneath the ashes, saying the mountain's still worth the climb. Let the light break through my window, let it call me by my name. Lift me from the days of doubting, show me I can rise again. If the world keeps turning slowly, I still learn to walk in time. Let the heavens lean in closer and teach my heart to shine. Teach my heart to shine. And every step I take feels like a prayer return. Every fear I face becomes a lesson learned. If I open up my hands, let the old ways fall behind. Maybe all this quiet aching is the reason I'll shine. Let the light break through my window, let it find the soul I've kept. Lift me from the weary seasons, show me life is not done yet. If the world keeps turning slowly, I'll still rise in my own time. Let the heavens lift me higher till I finally learn to shine. where your shadow used to lie. Every drop of memory I can't deny. The photographs are fading, the colors turn to gray, but I still see your smile in the light of yesterday. Oh, echoes of goodbye still haunt these halls of mine. Your voice, a ghost I can't leave behind. Love was fire, now it's smoke in the sky, and I'm learning to breathe through the echoes of goodbye. The clock keeps ticking, but time has lost its name. Every song reminds me, and nothing sounds the same. I walk through empty streets where your laughter used to stay. The silence screams louder than words could ever say. Oh, echoes of goodbye still haunt these halls of mine. Your voice, a ghost I can't leave behind. Love was fire, now it's smoke in the sky, and I'm learning to breathe through the echoes of I still wear your memory like a scar across my soul. It hurts, but it tells me I was once whole. If love's a river, then I've drowned in its tide, still reaching for the light on the other side. Oh, echoes of goodbye still whisper your name. I'm chasing the shadow, but it's never the same. Love was forever, that was the lie. Now I live in the sound of your echoes of goodbye. Of goodbye.
the start I need, a world stripped of its hallowed sheen. Let the masks fall dead in the quiet air. Let the real remain, even if it's bare. Sky, pull the curtains from the lies, burn the glass from these manufactured lives. If the darkness comes, let it show and never shown. I'll be standing in the open, facing everything alone. I paint the perfect lie with the spotlight on my skin. They clap for every fracture like it's virtue wearing thin. My smile is just a weapon dressed in glitter and decay. A mannequin with heartbeat screaming, get out of my way. Oh, you love the girl you made, your paper saint, your masquerade. But take a closer look, sweetheart, this halo's just a hand grenade. I'm done with playing flawless skin. You want a queen, I'll burn your throne again. You polish up my edges just to sell me as a prize, but I'm not your little daydream or your sugar-coated lie. I've swallowed all your poison just to spit it back in flames. Go write another myth about me, I'm rewriting all my names. Oh, you love the girl you made, your paper saint, your masquerade. But take a closer look, sweetheart, this halo's just a hand grenade. I'm done with playing flawless skin. You want a queen, I'll burn your throne again. Here's to every camera flashing like a firing squad, to every crooked praise you carved into a gilded fraud. I'm tearing down the script you worship like divine. If I'm your masterpiece, then watch me redefine. Oh, you love the girl you framed, your hollow crown, your borrowed fame. But now the mirror tells the truth, I'm not your puppet dressed in shame. No more pretending flawless skin. I'll break your crown and wear my scars as
cracks on the windows and dust in the air. Sirens keep screaming like nobody cares. Silent streets echo with footsteps of fear. Faces turned hollow from holding back tears. A child by the doorway holds on to a toy. full of memories burned into the stone. Names once familiar, now etched in unknowns. People walk past with their eyes to the ground, too tired to speak, too wounded to make a sound. The news keeps repeating the same tragic line. Another lost body, another thin sign. And hope feels so fragile, it shakes in the cold. But somehow it fights to keep taking hold. And how many lives must fade away before we learn to stop the pain? How many hearts must break in two before we face what hatred does to you? No answers left in all this noise, just shattered dreams and stolen voices. In the ashes, in the ruins, in the places love's been ruined, there's a whisper barely breathing, saying we can stop repeating. But the silence screams much louder, turning innocence to powder. And how many lives must fade away before we finally end this chain? How many hearts must break in two before we see what violence turns us into? No answers left, just bitter truth. A wounded world, a stolen youth, but still a spark survives the night. A fragile hope that we can make this
I wake up tangled in the noise inside my head, like every thought is trying to drag me out of bed. I crack a joke so no one sees I'm burning out. Smile like a saint, but I'm a riot full of doubt. I tell my friends I'm fine, yeah man I'm doing great, but my brain's a TV static I can't regulate. I try to breathe but every inhale's a mistake. Feels like I'm balancing on lines that always break. Cause I'm a runaway train with no delay, spinning out on the tracks in the dumbest way. Trying to calm down but the panic hits the gas, laughing at myself as the moments crash. If crazy is a ride, guess I'm front row strapped. Yeah I'm falling apart but I bounce right back. The world's too loud or maybe I'm just way too small. Every little thing becomes a landslide waterfall. I talk it out but somehow end up talking more, chasing my tail like I've been here before. My heart beats drumming like a stage in a revolt. I swear my mind's conducting storms that didn't vote, but on the days I'm not collapsing in my skin, I feel the sun and think, hey, maybe I can win. Cause I'm a runaway train with no delay, spinning out on the tracks in the dumbest way. Trying to calm down but the panic hits the gas, laughing at myself as the moments crash. If crazy is a ride, guess I'm front row strapped. Yeah I'm falling apart but I bounce right back. Maybe being broken doesn't mean I'm wrong. Maybe shaking hands can still hold on. If the world tilts sideways, I'll tilt along. Imperfect steps still count. with the gas, learning how to breathe when the moments crash. If messy is a life, guess I'm built for that. Yeah, I'm falling apart, but I grow right back. And maybe this time I'll stay on track.
I've been carrying quiet thunder in my chest, letters never written, words I second guess. You were always somewhere just beyond my reach, a silhouette of meaning I could never fully read. Every time I ground shifts underneath, and I'm left chasing echoes of something I can't speak. Am I losing myself in the spaces between us, in the half-lit rooms where my doubts keep growing? I'm holding a truth that I can't better mention. If I said it out loud, would it sound like nothing? Tell me, am I the only one who feels this burden? Or am I just learning how to fall alone? Your eyes linger longer than you ever say, but maybe I'm inventing signals that fade away. I keep waiting for a sign to steady me, a fragile confirmation, a flicker I can't believe. But the harder I look, the more I come undone, a passenger stranded in a journey never begun. Am I losing myself in the spaces between us, in the half-lit rooms where my doubts keep growing? I'm holding a truth that I can't better mention. If I said it out loud, would it sound like nothing? Tell me, am I the only one who feels this burden? Or am I just learning how to fall alone? Maybe not every feeling is meant for daylight. Maybe some confessions only make the world smaller. I've rehearsed my courage in 1,000 quiet midnights, but every version breaks before it reaches the border. Am I losing myself in the spaces between us, or finally seeing what was never forming? I'm letting go of the truth I kept like a secret. It was mine alone, but I'm done ignoring it. If I'm meant to burn, let it be for healing. I'm learning the freedom of falling alone. We were hiding in the corner of a quiet neon bar, watching some kid on the stage try to outrun who they are. Jones kept tracing dream lines on the rim of his glass, saying one day they'll hear our names and forget who we were in the past. but he made the world feel bigger than the lives we had to live. And he said we could be someone, someone the night remembers when the lights come on. Maybe not legends, maybe not stars, but a voice that echoes softly in somebody's heart. And for a moment I almost believed him. For a moment we were more than just dreaming. Smoke curled like a quiet promise hanging over the room, while Jones sketched futures on napkins, humming half-written tunes. He said fame's just a shadow of the thing we really want, to matter to someone, to feel like we're more than ghosts in a crowd. Outside the world kept rushing fast, but inside that bar, time finally learned how to stop and pass. And he said we could be someone, someone the night remembers when the lights come on. Maybe not legends, maybe not stars, but a voice that echoes softly in somebody's heart. And in his eyes, the future was gleaming. In his voice, the small room felt like it was breathing. Maybe every dream begins in a place too small, where no one's listening, no one's calling your name at all. But you look at a friend who believes in your light, and suddenly the world feels wide enough to rewrite. And he said we'll be someone, not who they expect, but who we become. Maybe we'll make it, maybe we won't, but the belief was worth more than the things that we own. And when the night finally dimmed to a whisper, I knew I'd remember that dream forever.
I'm laughing loud in the neon room, spinning fast just to blur the truth. Friends are talking but I drift away, riding high on the noise I chase. Flashing lights on a paper smile, everybody thinks I'm doing fine, but when the bass stops I can hear the ache, that hollow echo I can't erase. I'm dancing through the empty nights, trying to fill the cracks inside. All the glitter fades too soon, everything just leaves me bruised. I keep running from the quiet parts, but they always find me in the dark. I'm chasing something I can't name, trying to feel real again. Another party and another joke, I talk in sparks but I breathe in smoke. Every smile is a borrowed shine, a cheap distraction for a restless mind. People say I've got the perfect life, but they never see me after midnight. When the laughter dies, I'm face to face with the truth I try so hard to chase. I'm dancing through the empty nights, trying to fill the cracks inside. All the glitter fades too soon, everything just leaves me bruised. I keep running from the quiet pretending for a moment's breath. Maybe I'll find what I have Now I'm standing in the fading light, learning not to fear the quiet nights. Let the glitter fall, let the world resume. I'm stepping out of the borrowed bloom. I'm done running from the quiet parts. Let them guide me through the dark. For the first time I can say my name, and I almost feel real I've been walking down these same old streets, where the echoes drown the days I've lost. Faces passing like forgotten dreams. Another promise swallowed by the cost. The morning comes but never feels brand new. Just another shade of yesterday's you. But I keep moving, even when the world feels wrong. Broken paths still pull me on. Life's a bittersweet symphony we stumble through. A quiet fight, a fading light, but still I follow through. I had dreams that reached beyond the skyline, but the city taught me how the truth unfolds. You don't always get the chance to choose your timeline. Sometimes you walk the road that you're told. Still there's beauty in the cracks beneath my feet. Little sparks in every heart I meet. And I keep moving, even when the world feels wrong. Broken paths still pull me on. Life's a bittersweet
like you're choosing if you'll leave. The floor is cracking under heartache, every word caught in your teeth. We try to fix the smallest fractures till they split beneath our hands. You say you never meant to hurt me, but you never say you can. And we're burning slow, too close to what we can't control. Every touch is pulling us apart, but I still come back to where you are. We keep falling in the same way, quiet storms that never fade. Tell me why we only feel alive right before we break. Right before we break. Your silence trembles like a warning, but I lean in anyway. We hold each other like a promise we're both terrified to make. You trace the outline of forgiveness on the scars we never show, and everything we try to salvage still reminds us how it broke. 'Cause we're burning slow, too close to what we can't control. Every touch is pulling us apart, but I still come back to where you are. We keep falling in the same way, quiet storms that never fade. Tell me why we only feel alive right before we gentle, maybe we were never brave. Maybe all we ever needed was to learn how not to stay. I can feel you slipping softly, like the night gives up the day. But losing you is something I can never walk away. Still we're burning slow, trying not to let the embers glow. Even pain feels holy in your arms, even when it tears us both apart. We keep falling in the same way, fragile hearts that bend but stay. And if the world forgets our name, I'll remember every spark right before we they used to know my name, neon echoes, but they don't feel the same. Faces pass me like a river running cold. I keep moving, though I'm feeling old. The shadows stretch across the memory in my mind. Every corner holds a piece I left behind. I drift through alleys where my laughter used to rise. Now it's quiet, and I don't know why. But under the bridge of my breaking heart, I face the pieces torn apart. I'm standing still in a world that moves too fast, trying to breathe through the weight of my past. If I'm alone, at least I'm standing. If I'm lost, reflections in the windows passing by. Some look honest, some just learn to lie. I'm walking circles